YouTube, how's everybody doing today? I just had a quick little vlog here for you today. I wanted to do an update on my HyperDrive USB C Thunderbolt hub that I got and I reviewed probably over a month ago. And I've gotten a lot of questions and comments on it, so I just wanted to go over it real quick. I'm still enjoying it immensely. It works really good for me. There are a couple different versions out there if you're looking for it on Amazon or whatever. This particular one has two USB-C ports that go into the side of your MacBook, so it does give it a little bit more stabilization than the other ones that only have one USB-C port going into your machine, so you would have a little bit more wobble. This one still does have a little up and down movement to it, but doesn't have a great deal of wobble to it. That's one of the comments that I did see in my previous vlog that I did. Another one that came up a couple times was that I did not review that this has the HDMI input or output for your MacBook. I've connected it to my TV and I was able to get 1080 at 60 Hertz going through it, and this is what that connection looked like. It was pretty nice setup. It was very easy. Obviously, you just hooked the HDMI, you got the sound, you got the video going through it. And like I said, I was able to get 60. I believe for this particular product at 4K it does go up to, but you only get 30 Hertz instead of 60 Hertz going through the hub of it. So you want to keep that in mind. And one of the other features that some people are having trouble with is they weren't able to connect their Apple Thunderbolt display to this hub and have it work properly. But I did it earlier, it did connect fine, so let's hop over to my studio though and I'll show you how it works. Okay, so I have my laptop here, got the little hub going, and I also have the Apple Thunderbolt adapter that you can purchase through them. And what I'm going to do is just load up the hub on the side here, just like that. This little guy goes into the top one. There's two ports on this side, so you want to make sure you're going into the one that has the little Thunderbolt symbol on it. And then what I'm going to do is get my cord from my Thunderbolt display and plug it in on the side there. So there we have our connection through the adapter into the hub and onto the machine. And as you can see, it's displaying just fine through that little hub. So now I got my Apple display running through my MacBook Pro. I have it in clamshell mode, which is on the side there in a little upright position there. Now one of the sacrifices you're going to have to do is power your laptop on this one side that's opposite of the hub, because the hub only has two ports for USB-C, and the top one is the only one that will power your laptop, and it is also the same port that will run your Apple display. So you're going to have power on one side of the laptop and the display output for the Apple Thunderbolt display on the other side for you to run clamshell mode where your laptop is closed like that. If you want to run it without the power, you would just run it on battery. You're basically going to have to keep the laptop open, and then you'll be able to run your display and have a second monitor or a second display on your laptop itself. So there you go, guys. That's the current setup that I use for this Sanho USB C Thunderbolt hub. I've had no problems, like I said, with it as far as SD cards. Any of the USB 3.1 ports have all worked good and transferred data properly and sufficiently. I've used the HDMI a couple times. I don't typically use it, but that's one of the pieces I left off on my original review. That does go quite well through the television. That was a 55-inch Vizio that I had out there, so that was working quite right with 1080 at 60 Hertz. I believe at the 4K version, like I said, that goes down to 30 Hertz, so you're going to have trouble with that. But otherwise, the Apple Thunderbolt display behind me works fine through that. You'll have to do clamshell mode as far as powering your laptop on one side and the hub on the other. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any comments or questions, please leave those below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will be having more reviews coming up and more technology, more artistic stuff coming up. But until then, I will see you next time. Have a good one.